and a very warm welcome to the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards 2014. I'm Mugdha Kalra, your host for today. This noble initiative is now in its fourth year and has been instrumental in creating an awareness amongst young minds about the importance and relevance of community work. The Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards identifies and recognizes school children who are contributing to the society in their free time and inspiring others, young and old, to give back to the community they live in. And this year, the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards program received more than 5,000 applications. 30 students have made it to the final round. They will be interviewed by an esteemed jury panel. All the young finalists have selflessly devoted themselves to their cause and are here today talking about their journeys.
Initiated in 1995 in the United States, the Spirit of Community Awards recognizes school children working for the benefit of their communities. Over the years, it has grown in strength and in stature, with over 3.7 lakh young Americans participating, making it the largest youth recognition program in the US, based exclusively on volunteer service. India is the sixth nation outside the US to conduct these awards. What started as a school-level recognition program for volunteer community service in 2010 has now become a movement to reckon with. From educating the underprivileged to protecting the environment, the student volunteers have shown commitment, initiative, and inspiring accomplishments in becoming grassroots-level change makers. This year, 17 finalists in the individual category and 3 finalists in the group category were selected out of 105 finalists by a jury comprising of eminent personalities. All finalists, along with their parents and teachers, were invited for a special ceremony in New Delhi, where actor Dia Mirza recognized the role of these young social leaders.
I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you who have participated in this program, who have sent their nominations, and all those who are sitting out in the field and working for their respective communities, making that change in the society.
It is minds like yours, young minds like yours, that if are channeled correctly, are motivated correctly, are veered in the right direction, India truly stands to be hopeful of a brighter, more prosperous, more equal, more meaningful future.
An interesting and inspiring journey this has been. Now let's head to where the action is, that is the interview round. 17 individual category applicants would be interviewed by the jury members. The work they have done will be rated on parameters such as what inspired them to support the stated cause, what kind of effort went in, what was the impact, and finally, how it has helped them in their own personal growth. Take a look at the interview round.
I met a girl called Pooja who told me that she and her family only receive 3 liters of water a day for everything, like drinking, bathing, washing, and it was an absolute eye-opener.
Safe drinking water is a need as well as a right for everyone.
Tolerance was the most important quality that I learned from them, because if we are not patient with them, then they will not be emotionally connected with us.
My mother's been into social service since she was in school, so I grew up looking at all that.
I am acting as a mediator between the donors and the ones who actually require these spectacles and cannot afford it.
Dance is a freedom of speech. I am focusing on construction side children, so they will have a more creative sense. Through dance, they enjoy a lot. My main point was to bring happiness to as many people as I can.
Ideas, focus, determination, and compassion. These young students faced an intense round of questions from the jury.
In your journey working with disabled people, what do you think are the most difficult issues they are facing today in this country?
they are downhearted, like they're depressed. It is very important to get them out of this mode. They didn't easily connect with us. It's take time, you have to be patient with them. They think that, okay, they are just giving them we are here for their sympathy, like we are giving them sympathy. So we have to make them feel that no, we are treating you like equals. We are no different.
Can you narrate to me one or two examples in terms of various activities you've undertaken which have been the most satisfying to you?
Teaching of underprivileged children has been very successful and very significant also, because I think if they will stand for their family, they will be their family condition will also improve.
Do you come from a family of bankers or somebody from the finance background? How did you get interested in finance as a subject?
Yeah, actually, like my dad's a CA and
Okay.
so is my uncle. And so is my grandfather. So that's why I always had an interest in it ever since I was young.
You know, it's a very creditable work that you're doing in so many fields. How do you manage your time? It must be quite a challenge.
Yes,
no?
it is quite a challenge, but I never face any hindrance on my studies also. I am able to balance studies and time also.
How did you get interested in something like superstition?
Today, in our world, people are just following numerous of superstitions. You know, superstition is basically a fear in the minds of people by which they do unsophisticated things which have no meaning. And these superstitions have only gave the rise to the social levels of our society, like parda system, sati pratha, child marriage. So I decided that yes, this problem should be removed from our society, our country.
I was not able to understand the objective of the whole effort.
Ma'am, basically my main, as of which I've applied here, is education.
Okay.
Education and empowerment. The other supportings have been the projects that I've covered in the last 4 or 5 years.
How long have you been associated with this activity?
Sir, I have 2 projects, so I've been doing it for the last 2 years. When I was in 10th standard, I just entered 12th, so 2012, when I started with the NGO, where children from the slum go, the Akshar NGO. Next, I thought it is better going to an NGO than go to the slum actually, and see where problem starts.
Tanmay, any movement requires a leader, it requires a follower, and it requires some sponsors. Who's the leader here?
Sir, the sponsors are all the neighbors. Sir, I have a neighbor who's a musician, sir, and he practices most of the time at his home only. Many a times when we had to fight with these anti-social elements and all of them, he used to be the leader, because since I'm a minor, I couldn't go and fight. But in many things, like since I was studying civics, I knew my rights. So like writing a letter to the authorities, filing RTIs. Sir, I was leader at time. I was a leader at times, and sir, he was the follower, and at times I was his follower. So we did it together. So nothing was done individually.
I basically wrote a book and made a game so that I could not only reach out to only a classroom of students, but instead thousands or millions across the world.
Whoever is more needy, and if I have money and someone else needs it more, then I would give it to them.
It certainly has been an action-packed day here at the awards, and now we slip into a short break. Up ahead, nominations in the group category and what impressed the judges the most. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards 2014. The jury now moves from individual category to the group category, where the competition is tougher. We have with us 3 solid teams, and they all have wonderful stories to share.
Young minds with big ideas and a clear objective. The groups explained their chosen projects to the jury.
Our whole idea started from once we were in class and we were studying economics in the textbooks. So these days we study a lot about how India is a developing country and it's not yet developed as the Western countries.
यदि एक व्यक्ति मतदान नहीं करता है तो उसे देखकर और लोग भी कहते हैं उस व्यक्ति ने मतदान नहीं किया तो मैं काहे को करूं। जैसे कि 60% लोगों द्वारा चुना गया एक नेता 40% लोगों के लिए धोखा हो सकता है।
Actually, our main topic was to take butterflies not only as, yeah, they are some beautiful creatures. We actually wanted to show people their importance in the ecological environment, means in the ecological cycle, they have a very big importance.
We might think that a value of a newspaper ends in a day because the news changes like in every second. But we must realize that the value of newspaper is much more than that. It can bring smiles to so many people across the country.
तो ये आपने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वोटिंग मशीन बनाई, किसने बनवाई आपसे? किसने बनवाई, किसने मदद करी ये बनाने में?
स्टूडेंट्स ने।
आप सब ने?
यस मैम।
टीचर ने, किसी ने, पेरेंट ने सहयोग दिया कि नहीं अपने आप ही बना ली?
यस, सहयोग दिया मैम।
टीचर ने?
यस।
अच्छा, और कितने लोगों के पास आप गए? आपने लिखा है आप लोग घर घर गए।
यस मैम।
कितने लोगों से मिले?
कम से कम मैडम हम 2000 लोगों से मिल चुके हैं।
2000 लोगों से?
यस मैम।
और कितने लोगों ने आपकी बात सुनी, कितनों ने बोला हमें कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं?
लगभग मैडम 1800 लोगों ने कहा कि हम जरूर अपना मत देंगे।
इस अभियान में सबसे मुश्किल काम क्या था?
सर मुश्किल काम तो सर हमारे लिए ये था कि हमारे स्कूल के आसपास की 7-5 किलोमीटर की परिधि में हमें घूमना था, जिसके लिए सर हमारे पास कोई साधन भी उपलब्ध नहीं था, लेकिन फिर भी हम लोग गए और अपने साथ बड़ों को भी लिया और हम इस अभियान में सफल रहे।
So 1 year later, what happened? I mean, 3 of you would be, I suppose, doing different things, different places. And then who's going to collect all this raddi and how many times can you do it? I mean, sustainability on 2 counts. Firstly, do you think it's a workable model? Of course. Even in the medium term?
So we made a plan of action. So we started by collecting newspapers and helping people get thelas. But after our exams and everything, we decided that education is a main part why people aren't getting employed. So like they say, agar padhega India, tabhi to badhega India. So what we did was, some part of the funds we gained, we bought school bags and pencil boxes, and we distributed them to the underprivileged part of the society to encourage them to go on education.
Like we went to slums to distribute the bags and pencil boxes.
Yeah, and we went to blind schools and everyone. So and now what we're planning to do to sustain this project is, till now we had aimed on to thelas and vegetable sellers which do not really need training. But once we collect funds and everything, we are planning to give them skilled education, like skilled training, vocational education, to do stuff like knitting or trying to use sewing machines and getting into those parts of it, because that will earn them more than what they're earning right now. So moving on from unskilled to skilled labor, that is our main aim. And if we talk about us carrying on with it and being together as a team, I guess if we've worked for 5 months together, I guess it will carry on, and we're pretty sure with our aim and we will reach it.
What is the next level you're aiming at? What next from here?
We are aiming to aware more and more people, and then we'll ensure to maintain our butterfly garden, and we are planning to make a seed bank of our own.
Moreover, we had a plan to actually interact with Amul, the Anand Milk Union Limited. Actually, they have a garden beside their parlor. So
every parlor.
They have a garden for that. So we wanted to talk to them so that they mainly grow butterfly host plants and nectaring plants.
So that they can plant the commonly available host and nectaring plants instead of other plants.
So it won't end like that, means it isn't ending. We have an eco club, so it is working on a vast project. This isn't only about butterflies. We have birds, insects, consumer rights. Butterfly will also go on.
Well, that's a huge round of applause for all the participants here. So I'll ask all of you again to put your hands together for each one of you. And it definitely has been a long day, but a fruitful day at that. The moment we all have been waiting for, the results of the award are in my hand. But before that, may I invite on stage CEO of DHFL Pramerica Life Insurance, Mr. Anup Pabi, to come and say a few words.
Before we finally announce the winners of this award, I would like to state one thing, that each one of you has contributed immensely to the success of your communities in your respective areas, success of this program. We have seen outstanding ideas being put into action by all of you in your schools, in your local communities, and some of them were very, very innovative. My special thanks to the jury who spent one full day. That speaks about the commitment and the importance that you give to this subject here. Thank you so much, and let's go for the winners' names to be announced very shortly.
Well, may I first invite all the jury members on the stage, please. While they join us on stage, let me tell you that the two national winners will receive gold medals, a cash prize of 50,000 each, and a return ticket to Washington, D.C. And while they are in Washington, they'll represent India in International Award Ceremony of Spirit of Community Awards. And now for the awards. Well, in the group category, the winners will receive gold medals and a cash prize of 50,000 to be shared among the team. And I'll start the award ceremony with the individual awards, and I'm sure all of us already have some idea about who those people are. So in the individual category for excellence in community work, there are two winners. And may I first invite the winner of the day. Please put your hand together for Manika Sharma from the Sri Ram School, Agabri. May I request Ms. Tandon to do the honors for the second award winner. And our second winner in the individual category is Akash Pawar from Sarvodaya Senior Secondary School. We also have a clear winner when it comes to the group category, and may I request Mr. Prabhakar to do the honors for that. We have clear winners in Rachana School, Ahmedabad. Well, I have to make another announcement, which is that our jury was very impressed with another group, and so we will have a special mention from the jury for them. May I invite Mrs. Moitra to do the honors. And that special mention goes to, any guesses? Satya Elementary School. Well, a very big congratulations to all the winners. While we wrap up this award ceremony, I'll request all the winners to please come on the stage for a photo session. And as we wrap up, thank you all for watching the Pramerica Spirit of Community Awards 2014. Let us continue to encourage young children to give back to their communities, and let us recognize them for doing their bit to make the world around us a better place to live in.